see this? This is me manifesting an adoption today. There's a dog at a shelter in Moreno Valley that I've been looking at for like 2 weeks now, and it will become available today. So I'm going early. I'm gonna be first in line to hopefully adopt this pup. I don't know why I'm already so like shaky and anxious. Like this could absolutely not be happening today. There's actually a high likelihood that it doesn't. At this shelter, multiple people can apply for the same dog, and then if so, they just do a random drawing. And I have a feeling because this is a puppy, there's gonna be multiple people applying for this dog. Fingers crossed. I had so many nightmares last night that I slept in and didn't get there early enough, and that I wasn't the first person in line, or that someone else got to the dog before I did. I'm nervous. I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna be there about an hour before it opens because I want to be the first person in line. I have made it to the shelter, and there are, I think, 2 other people sitting in their car. No one's waiting at the door. There are even some benches at the door. I kind of want to go sit at the door for an hour. I don't know. I'm like shaky. What the hell? I'm anxious. I'm really excited. I hope this works out, but I'm also like really trying not to get my hopes up. I just need to tell myself it's not happening. But then is that bad manifestation? I don't know. I think I'm gonna go sit on the benches and just sit on my phone. I'm gonna just sit on my phone in here anyways, so might as well, you know? This is what the entrance looks like, so I'm just gonna go sit on those benches right there. Hi, baby. Oh man, that was rough. I didn't win the raffle, if you can't tell by how bummed out I am right now. There was a pretty large group of people, but that was rough. It was sad though, because I made some friends. Like I got to know everyone there and everyone's story and why they're adopting dogs. And so when I didn't get one, 3 people were like, no, you were here before all of us. It's okay though. I'm super happy. They all seem to be going to loving homes. The girl that got the one that I wanted seems so nice and so sweet, so I'm happy for her. So the search continues. I'm gonna drive home now. Okay, I've made it back home. So I've talked about this a lot on TikTok already. Well, not a lot. I had a video that I made the other day on TikTok about the whole adoption process because I haven't updated anything here on YouTube, so I guess I'll catch you up. I've been applying to so many rescues. So far, I heard back from one that the dog was already adopted. I heard back from another that they won't accept any applications for apartment renters because you need a fenced backyard. Another one I was texting before applying, and she said, don't even bother applying because the fences around your apartment complex are not high enough, which is just a really dumb reason to not adopt a dog to a loving home. The fences around my apartment just don't determine how good of a dog owner I'm gonna be, or having a backyard does not determine how good of a dog owner I'm going to be. So it's been incredibly frustrating trying to adopt instead of shopping, which I know backyard breeders are not the most ideal situation because a lot of them are irresponsible and then it encourages backyard breeding. Some people argue that buying a dog from Craigslist is like saving them because if they're not bought, then they go to a shelter anyways. I can see both sides, but ultimately I do think it's better to adopt from a shelter or from a rescue, and I'm trying to. It's just really difficult. I could just go get any dog at any shelter. I understand that. I am being a little bit picky about the type of dog I would like. I've found plenty of applications for those types of dogs, and I know today at the shelter is like just random. I had no control over that. But when it comes to the 4 or 5 other dogs I've applied for, and when I hear back and say that because you're a renter, no, that's just so frustrating. So I totally understand why people shop. I'm just gonna keep my eyes out. I have everything ready. I have like a crate, I have puppy toys, I have a pee mat on the way, like a reusable, machine washable pee pad, and I know the right one will come to us. I'm just frustrated and bummed. Hi, this is me editing this vlog 6 months in the future. I just wanted to add a couple things to this point of my video. I'll also be popping in and out here and there throughout the video to clarify a few things. As you can tell in this clip, I'm pretty frustrated about how long it's taking to adopt or rescue a dog at this point. I just wanted to add that Sam and I had been discussing adopting a dog for over a year since my psychiatrist and therapist recommended an emotional support animal for me. So when we actually decided to pull the trigger, I thought it was gonna be a lot quicker to go get a dog from a rescue or a shelter, hence my impatience. I also thought I was so educated at this point in time about adopting a dog, and I just wasn't. I think it's painfully obvious that this was my first time adopting a dog, but I just wanted to add that if any of you guys are interested in adopting a puppy, yes, adopting from shelters and rescues is an amazing thing to do, and I highly encourage you to do it. However, I've learned a lot more about backyard breeding versus ethical breeders, and I would encourage encourage you to buy from an ethical breeder instead of backyard breeders. At the time, I did not know how different backyard breeders and ethical breeders were. So anyways, I've learned a lot since. I don't believe in adopt, don't shop. However, I highly encourage to adopt or look into ethical breeding if you are watching this video, getting inspiration or wanting to adopt a puppy anytime soon. Anyways, I'll be popping back in throughout this video, but just wanted to share that thought. Back to the video. Hello, it's a few days later. So it's been 3 days since I tried to go get the other dog. There are 2 dogs available at this farmer's market today from a rescue that I've been emailing that we're gonna go take a look at to see if we're gonna get. It's a pit lab mix, and we've just been discussing all night long and all yesterday just the breeds that we're interested in. We've been looking at like just bullies and staffies, but a pit lab mix has a lot of benefits. There are also some cons of like it's probably gonna shed more, might be a little bit more high energy than what we were originally thinking. I'm interested, so we're gonna go meet them in person, and if it feels right, we might grab them. Just one, not the 2. You want 2? We're at the farmer's market. I don't know what we're gonna do yet. But we're gonna go look for them and see if we can find the pups. Maybe once we see them in person, we'll just know.
The high heels with the goldfish in it.
Hey, I gotta get with the shirt first, then add on.
Yeah, we got in progress.
Oh my gosh, you both are precious.
So,
I know.
do it right before 9 months because that's
Hi, sweetie.
you can go wherever you'd like, and it'll be, we'll give you 50. Or if you go to Animal Friends of the Valley,
Okay.
yeah.
Hi, baby. You're beautiful.
And so there's like dog parks on there.
Yeah.
So
You want to play?
we got a pool over there.
Yeah. Tell me more.
Now I knew him, but I mean, he does know Juno.
Just rescued her. You want a picture of all 3 of you? Oh yeah, that would be. Happy Father's Day. We picked one. She's so sweet. I'm gonna go run into Petco while Sam hangs out with her to go get a dog bed and a few things. I can't believe it. That was so wild. I'll tell you more about it in a second, but I'm so excited. We're pet parents now. I just ran into Petco. They didn't have the puppy food that she's been eating, and the lady told us we should get the puppy food she's been eating and then switch her out slowly. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous girl. She's perfect. She's perfect. We just gave her some water because I don't think they have waters for any of the puppies out there.
Didn't see any, but
I love you. That was so wild. I thought we were gonna get the other one for a second. As soon as you left to go get money, I was like, I feel like I've made my decision and I'm questioning it, so I want to play with them. So then we played with them in the pen, and they were both pretty chill. But then the second I was like, no, we should get her, she started like jumping around and licking our faces and wagging her tail. Like all of a sudden she came to life the second I was like, maybe we should get her instead. I feel like that was so special. Maybe it meant nothing, but maybe it meant she literally chose us too, you know? Oh, I love you. So now we just gotta drive home. I'm scared to drive home without a puppy seatbelt, but we're gonna be okay. I got a bed and some shampoo and another toy and some food. I'm wondering if maybe we go get the food that she's been eating from like Walmart or something, but it's like the crappiest food.
is there a reason why we would use the same food? Like,
She said that if you switch their food, she's gonna have diarrhea. So you should slowly switch her food. Okay, we're gonna head home now. Look at how precious. I love her. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Happy Father's Day! You're a dad! Oh my God. She's dreaming of like chasing something. Her paws keep moving. This is how you sleep, Sam.
oh yeah.
You twitch like this all night long. So at this point we had been looking on Pet Finder. That was the website that we were using to find dogs available in shelters or rescues for adoption. I love Pet Finder. They'll show you listings from all different rescues and shelters. So we saw this one, and some people on TikTok had sent me this listing as well, but we had already been emailing this rescue at that point. There was a litter of 4 puppies that were dumped at this rescue's front door from this guy that apparently has dumped a litter or 2 before. No information on the parents of the puppies puppies and no information on how old they were, but the rescue is guessing they were around 10, 11 weeks. The rescue themselves have like a farm where they rescue puppies. And so all the puppies at this rescue were sleeping in an igloo outside in litters. In the litter of 4, they told us there were 2 boys and 2 girls, and the 2 boys got adopted the week before, but that the 2 girls were the ones available that we saw on the listing. We were emailing the rescue for a few days, and they told us that because they still hadn't adopted out the 2 females, that they would be at this farmer's market in hopes to meet people in person to get them to be adopted. So we went to this farmer's market in Temecula to meet up with them. As soon as we saw them both, we knew that we were going home with one of them. It took us about an hour and a half to decide which one to go home with though, because we wish we could have taken both. I do know that the other puppy was adopted that day. As we were walking out with the one that we chose, another lady was walking in saying she was definitely going to be getting the other one. So I'm happy to know that all of them were adopted. She did not come spayed. The rescue deemed them too young to be spayed. They had her down as a pit lab mix, which is going to be a larger breed. And there are definitely health risks of spaying a larger breed too young. It can really affect their development, especially in their hips. So we did have to sign paperwork that we would get her spayed eventually, and they recommended at around 8 or 9 months, and that they would reimburse like $50 of the spay. But most rescues and shelters will not adopt dogs out unless they are spayed or neutered. So that was kind of interesting. Anyways, back to the video. Just made it home. I'm hanging out in the bathroom while Sam sets up some stuff in the living room for her. I think I'm gonna give her a bath because she is dirty and I have pee all over me. She peed on me in the car. Just exploring. Wouldn't be surprised if she pees again. That's okay, everything's washable. We're gonna get you a bath, huh? How do you like this place? Yeah, we'll go out there in a sec. Hi. Hi. I know. Don't worry, we'll get you some food, some water, and a bath here. Yeah. Hi, sweet girl. Hi. You're okay. That is what a toilet sounds like. She doesn't know what to do with herself. So here's everything that I have. We have a little lamb stuffed animal for her. This has a heartbeat inside of it, like a plastic heartbeat. I need to put batteries in it. So this should help with anxiety and being away from the litter for the first night. So that should be good for her. And then I've got just some toys, a water and food bowl, her new bed that we just got, a kennel with a pet blanket on the inside. And then there's this reusable machine washable pee pad that I just want to put down underneath everything. And then we also have a playpen that delivered yesterday that I need to set up. So I'm gonna get to work on that. I don't know if it's gonna go in the kennel.
She wants to snow it all.
Hi. What are you thinking for a name?
I don't know.
You're the most calm. You're just like your dad. So just like a Build-A-Bear, I had to pull this out and then pull a tab, and now it's beating. So now we put it in and you can turn it off and on. It feels like a real heartbeat. Hi, sweetie. What is that? She's like, it's alive.
Just can you snuggle for a while?
We're setting up the playpen. She's loosening up. She loves to grab your face. Look at that wagging tail. What happened?
My hair out?
She bit mine too. She bit my neck. Oh yeah. Good girl. What a cutie. Yeah, let's pick one. Let's give her 2 and see out of the 2 what she likes. I got this ball now. This is a good teething ball.
With the ball?
So I definitely think I want the door like here. She's playing with her first toy and she's chewing the stuffed animal. Oh, good girl. You play with it. Oh, cute. She's doing so good.
A nice comfy bed. Good job.
Okay, I think we have the playpen figured out. We also have our first accident, and I'm glad we have the washable pad down. Sam still needs to go get grass, and we're gonna put grass right there so we can take her potty. She's getting comfortable. She's starting to like tear things, not tear things, just play with them. Yeah. It's 11 o'clock. It's time to go to sleep. She's like out. We've had a couple of potty. She like went to the bathroom inside twice, but she's gone outside quite a few times. She seems to be starting to recognize her name, which is awesome on day one. All she wants to do is sleep. So I have a feeling she's gonna sleep for a while. I just tried to wake her up and take her out, and she was like not having it. She was just asleep on the ground and wouldn't stand up. So she's asleep in her bed. She absolutely loves her kennel. I tried to take her potty, and as soon as the door was cracked open, she ran in here and ran into her kennel to go to sleep. I think I'm also gonna leave the door open, and that's tied up so she can't like open that, and I'm gonna leave the playpen open just in case, because she has been having diarrhea. I am gonna get up every 3 hours to take her out, but in case she has an accident, I'd rather her do it on this than in her bed. So I think we're gonna leave it there. But she's so sweet. I can't believe we have her. She's awesome, and I think we've officially landed on the name Dune, and I love it. I'm so happy. I'll update in the morning. I can't believe I didn't record and tell you guys why we chose the name Dune. When we first adopted her, we were thinking of a couple different names. Because her feet were white, Sam was saying we should name her Socks or Nike. A few days before we adopted her, we were playing with some name ideas, and I wanted to name her something that had to do with me and Sam. So I was going through like our favorite movies, our favorite songs, our favorite books, our favorite artists, and one of Sam's favorite books, and a book that we've listened to together, is Dune. I have not listened to the entire audiobook. The book is on my Christmas wish list so that I can actually read it myself. But Dune is one of Sam's absolute favorite books, and just something that we had bonded over because Sam loves to tell me about the books that he's reading and the storylines and everything. So anyways, I just thought Dune was such a pretty name, especially for a girl dog, and it has something to do with me and Sam. So that's how we chose the name Dune. I also just wanted to add that that was the one and only time Dune spent a night in an open playpen. I ultimately think it's safer for your puppy to be in a crate or kennel or co-sleeping with you, and never leave toys unsupervised. Back to the video. Last night went fairly well. It started off kind of rough. Both Sam and I were really tired and lazy and didn't keep her super awake past 7, which I know is like tip number 1 of bringing home a puppy, is to like tire them out and not let them nap between like 7 and bedtime. And we went to bed at like 11:30, and she was already like falling asleep at like 8, 9. So she took like 2 fat naps, which was our mistake. We didn't keep her up. We just snuggled with her because she was so cute. So tonight we're gonna keep her up for sure. About an hour after we went to bed, she started whining. And so I came in and saw that she had peed on the pee pad. And then I took her out to the bathroom and she went potty, which is great. And then I stayed out there for a little while to make sure that she was like done going to the bathroom, but I went back to bed and then she started whining a lot. And we did keep her out here last night. I know a lot of the puppy tips are to keep them in the crate in your room, but I figured since she's a little bit older, she's 11 weeks, not 8, and she's used to sleeping in an igloo, like outside on a farm anyways, that she might be fine not being in the room with us. But she was whining a lot, and then I came back out after waiting for like half an hour, because I know you're not supposed to take them out when they're whining, because then it teaches them that whining will get them out. So I waited like half an hour, but she was like really howling. And so I came out here and saw that she had pooped again. So I think she was howling because she had to go to the bathroom and she was trying to let me know. So I feel bad, but I cleaned up the mess, and then luckily she didn't poop in her kennel. She pooped in her playpen. So I cleaned up the mess, and then I brought her kennel into our room so she could see us, and she went straight to bed. And it was so sweet. I got up another 4 times throughout the night to take her to the bathroom. She only went to the bathroom 2 out of the 4 times. The other 2 times she would just like sleep on the grass, like she did not want to be woken up at all. But she didn't make another noise once I moved her into the kennel. It was so sweet. She would like wake up and see me, and then she'd go back to sleep. So I think it did like calm her seeing us. So I think we'll keep her kennel in our room again, but I got so much more sleep after moving the kennel into the room. I was still fine to wake up just to take her on a potty break, but it was not nearly as big of an ordeal, and she wasn't barking or howling or anything. Her howl is really cute, but I know we live in an apartment complex, so I'm like just anxious that the neighbors can hear it. She's pretty quiet, so I don't think they really can. So far, it's going really well. Her harness should be delivering, I think, tomorrow. I'll still train with the slip leash maybe when she's a little bit older. I just want that harness at least to deliver so that we can take her on some walks and get her used to it. And by walks, I meant walks around our apartment, like in the hallway and in places that we know other dogs weren't. Please, please, please do not take your dog out on walks before they're fully vaccinated. You'll see it in my next vlog, but we ended up getting a wagon from Amazon to socialize Dune. She did not touch like public ground before she was fully vaccinated. It is so important to socialize your puppies, but it's also so important to keep them safe. And things like parvo live on the ground for up to 7 years. So unless you have a backyard or a place that you know other dogs haven't been, don't take your puppies outside. I personally have 2 family members whose puppies died within the first few months of having them because of parvo, because they kept them outside when they were not fully vaccinated. Just a thought. But I'm happy that she's learning that the patio is like her potty place. She's doing so good. She's literally so sweet. She's so cute. She loves her kennel, which is like such a plus. She usually brings her toys in there to play with, and she loves napping in there. She just started using this bully stick. I got these yesterday and she was not interested in them whatsoever. And now that she's finally licked it, I think, she's like, oh, this tastes good. So she's got a chew toy. I also have a Kong in the freezer. Let me show you. I've got a Kong in the freezer with plain Greek yogurt with no additives or anything. I gave her one of these yesterday and she loved it. And these are really good for mental stimulation as well. They're trying to get the treat out of Kong. This one I left it a little bit messy, so she has a little bit more on the outside. But I'm gonna let it freeze, I think, a little bit longer before giving it to her. The Kong in this video is actually for adult dogs. I quickly got the puppy one, which I still have instead. I have all my favorite puppy and dog enrichment toys, treats, everything that I use linked on my Amazon storefront if you don't know where to start with purchasing things for your puppy. As you can see, we still use this 6 months later to this day. This currently has open farm bone broth and puppy safe peanut butter in it, and Dune loves these. It is so important to get enrichment things like Kongs or Topples or snuffle mats for your puppies to keep them entertained and to keep their brain stimulated. I don't know if I've already said this, but yesterday the rescue let us know that they had been feeding her pedigree puppy and that if we switched her to anything else that she would have diarrhea. I ran to Petco to go grab her food right after we adopted her, and I grabbed this because Petco did not have any pedigree at all. So I was like, well, I have to get her something. So we were feeding her this yesterday and she really liked it. However, it's been giving her explosive diarrhea because the rescue lady was right. If we switched her food right away, it would give her explosive diarrhea. I went and found a pedigree. This was the last one and it was at a Target. So we've been feeding her just this in hopes of her tummy settling a little bit. I'm also wanting to start training immediately for separation anxiety, especially since I work from home and I am here all the time. I'm going to intentionally leave for at least an hour every single day, probably to go to the gym or to go to the grocery store or something, so that she's used to me not being here, because she needs to know already that she's gonna be okay if I'm gone. Honestly, the bully sticks kind of freak me out. Any chew toys freak me out, and I'm keeping an eye on her just because I feel like if she can break off a chunk of it, she's gonna choke on it. So it really like makes me nervous, but I also know it's really important for them for teething. I'm just gonna make sure I'm around and looking at her. Today, I need to get my ESA certification completed. This is something I get a ton of questions about on TikTok. What I meant by my ESA certification was that I needed a letter written up by my psychiatrist about the specific dog that I bought, because the letter from my psychiatrist had to include the breed and the name of my dog for apartment complexes to approve of the verification and validity of it. The way to get an emotional support animal certified is not through those websites with like a letter that says that it's an ESA certification. From my research and understanding, the best way to do it is going to be through your psychiatrist, your therapist. I believe also a family doctor can prescribe something or write a letter of some sort about an emotional support animal. But I've seen a lot of people get scammed on those websites, and my apartment complex, for example, would not accept one of those websites that just says, oh, my dog is an ESA, where you pay like $100. So my recommendation is to not go to those and to go to your family doctor, your psychiatrist, or your therapist instead. And then also get her started on pet insurance right away. So I'm gonna be doing that. But this is like the update so far. She's doing amazing. Thanks for joining along to come get Dune with us. She's so sweet. I'm so totally at peace with all the other applications not working out because I got the best dog of all. So I knew everything was happening for a reason, and I love you, and you're so cute. We're so lucky and grateful to have rescued her. Say bye, Dune. Bye.